Braga on the bench, but still able to play a part in this potentially later on. But they are replaced today by Steinwender and Spittel and Landry Kabori. And there goes the whistle, and we are underway at Tynecastle. Hearts against Dundee on BBC Radio Scotland. And what Dundee have got about them, of course, is the ability to give the top Scottish teams trouble. Inconsistency has been their problem. They lost 4 goals at Aberdeen recently, but you don't have to go back too far to remember that heroic 2-0 win against Celtic at Dens, and of course they might have beaten Rangers at Ibrox as well. That one finished level, so they have something about them. And after a shaky start, Ryan Stevenson, Dundee are beginning to look a bit more solid.
Yeah, they are. I think they'll be sticky and stuffy today. I think and it'll be down to Hearts to get at them and try and get in behind them, because we spoke before the game that they'll sit in a low block and they're quite content just to sit there and make things difficult. So yeah, it's a big game for them, but obviously it's a massive game for Hearts, being at home and trying to get that 9-point advantage.
Looks as if Blair Spittel is on the left side for Hearts and Alexandros Kizaridis down the right, at least for starters, for the Tynecastle team. Obviously Harry Milne slots in at left back, and Michael Steinwender is right centre back. Jamie McGrath scored already, and Hibs are ahead against Livingston. That hasn't taken long for David Gray's team to go in front, and 3 points for them would take them above Rangers and to within 3 points of Celtic. Great start for Hibs, they're ahead, and it's been a typically sprightly start from Hearts here on the back of those 3 changes made. But it's an opportunity that Derek McInnes wants to get some minutes into the likes of Steinwender and Spittel, and Landry Kabore looked pretty lively when he came off the bench in Paisley Wednesday night, and of course it was he who put the ball in the back of the net and was celebrating for a few minutes, thinking his first goal for Hearts was a glorious winner in a 3-2 victory against St Mirren, until VAR had hit say, and that was all cancelled out. Long ball downfield for Hearts, and it's Clark Robertson who heads it away. And it's going to be interesting to see what Dundee try to do when they get set pieces, because that will be one area of the game in which they will think that they can cause Hearts issues off the back of Hearts' struggles in that department in the midweek. But they need to get the ball in the right areas and win free kicks for that to happen. Harry Milne twists inside and then screws a right foot shot wide of target. The first glimmer of a chance for the home team, and it was the lively Harry Milne.
Yeah, very good play, I think. Good couple of passes there, and then getting himself into a good position. Probably on his weaker, we're going to say his weaker foot, aren't we, on his right foot, and he's took a big hip swinger at it. But I mean, I think Derek would have been in their ears before they came out, saying, listen, we need to start this really quickly, get at Dundee, ask questions the first 10-15 minutes and try and get them on the back foot. So yeah, perfect start. Obviously they look to hit the target, but good play.
Lauren Shanklin with the ball at his feet on the halfway line, and he spotted John McCracken off his line. He was about 15 yards out. He didn't really get the strike on the ball. He was after Shanklin, but we've certainly seen him scoring from long range before.
I think it was any other player other than Lawrence, you'd be giving them an earful, but you wouldn't put it past Lawrence to hit one from 55 yards and put it in the back of the goal. So as I said, listen, good start, and they just need to keep going.
Free kick against the challenge on Oisin McEntee.
I think as well it's a big thing for the players that have came in as well to settle quickly as well. Having 3 changes and the players not playing as much as what they would like. They would like to get in and get a fast start to the game as well and get touches and things like that as well. So Hearts will look to try and stay on that front foot.
Free kick for Hearts, and it's Alexander Shvolov who thumps it forward, and he's someone who's emerging more and more as a key element of this Hearts team as well, the German goalkeeper. The ball with Milne left side for Hearts. Whiteley goes back with him. Devlin back with Milne again on the left-hand touchline. Dundee intercept and launch one up towards Simon Murray, more in hope than any expectation that the pass was going to find him. The ball out underneath us for a Dundee throw, and Ryan Astley will take it, the man who scored the goal at Ibrox, a looping header which beat Jack Butland and gave Dundee a very priceless point at the time. Midway inside the Dundee half, Astley's throw in, aiming towards Murray again. Up went Milne, cleared by Steinvender, headed away by Clark Robertson at the back for Dundee. Devlin looks to get the ball on the deck. Findlay takes it away from him, thumps it down the inside left channel. Out comes McCracken, and John McCracken thumps it up onto the roof of the stand. Back down, and Harry Milne taking the throw. Back with Findlay. Steinvender, his defensive partner, in the middle of that back four for Hearts. Back it goes to Schwolow. He launches it down the middle, beyond everybody, and all the way through to McCracken. It says a lot about the tight nature of the Premiership. Once you get below Hearts and Celtic, that 3 points for Dundee today would take them up, I think, 4 places, Ryan.
Yeah, it's incredible, and obviously I think if they lose the game as well, they could be bottom of the league by the end of it. So I think, I think in general it's just great for Scottish football, the fact that we have all this sort of drama, especially for the players as well, because they know when they go out at 3 o'clock there's so much to play for. If obviously from Hearts' point of view you get the chance to extend on your lead, from Dundee's point of view to be sitting up the top end of the table as well, having just coming up, and the difficult start that I think that Elvis had at Dundee would be great for them as well. So yeah, I think in general it's just great for Scottish football that it is as tight as what it is.
Well, we spoke about the potential for set plays from Dundee. They've just had their first one as the ball is retrieved from the top of the stand we're in. It's just bouncing down on the touchline and tucked away. But Imani Samuels with the free kick for Dundee, he hammers it way beyond everybody and through to Schwolow. And you just think from the first set piece, Dundee surely are going to try and ask some questions. Here they come again with Murray, tried to slip a pass through to Congreve. Hearts cut it out, and Schwolow immediately gets the ball forward. Spittle's head flick, and Billy Kumetio with the back pass to John McCracken. Out towards Samuels it goes. Angles a run inside. Digby is there, and now Robertson with a big diagonal to find Dre Wright, getting down the right side for Olin White Dundee. Wright's pass. Money is there. The Dre Wright cross blocked, still has the ball. A little spell of possession for Dundee. Ethan Hamilton has it. Now Astley, fired down the touchline. Milne first there, and a little push in the back from Westley. And that will be a free kick.
That's good play from Dundee. That'll give them a bit of confidence, stringing 6, 7, 8 passes together, keeping the ball under a bit of pressure there from Hearts, and doing it quite comfortably. So yeah, that'll be good for Dundee, give them a bit of confidence that they can actually go and not just defend and look for a set piece, that they can actually put some passes together.
8.5 minutes gone. Hearts 0, Dundee 0 on BBC Radio Scotland. Free kick for the home team just outside the penalty box. Schwolow fires it down the left side. Up well to win the header was Astley, and it's a header back to his goalkeeper from Stuart Findlay. Falkirk 1, Kilmarnock 0. Ethan Williams, so a couple of early goals in the other 2 Premiership matches going on today. Falkirk ahead and Hibs ahead at Livingston, still goalless here so far, and it's Steinvender in possession, replacing Craig Halkett today. I think Halkett one booking maybe away from a suspension, which might have been another factor influencing the switch made by Derek McInnes. Good ball winning from Hamilton in the midfield for Dundee. Now turning into trouble though, as he tried to overdo it, and he's maybe fortunate to get the benefit of the free kick award.
Yeah, I think that was a bit on the soft side. I think it was good play from Hearts. Good ball into Spittle, a nice little flick round trying to get Lawrence, and Dundee win it back, and a bit of hustle and bustle. But you know what it's like nowadays. the slightest of touches and you can give away free kicks.
Dre Wright's free kick was pretty poor, easily dealt with by Milne. Devlin in possession, now Beningame. Ethan Hamilton all over him, and Simon Murray takes the ball on and attempts a shot at goal, but the referee was already giving the free kick. It was just maybe a little bit over-eager from Hamilton, but it's the sort of aggression that Stephen Presley will be looking for from his team.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're Elvis in the change room before it, you're saying get right up against the Hearts players in midfield. Don't give them a minute on the ball, don't let them pass the ball, don't let them settle on the ball. So yeah, listen, it was a definite free kick. He nearly took the shot straight off Benny's back, but I actually think Dundee have started the game reasonably well. So they have, apart from the two set pieces, which you would think they would actually take time on and get boys in the box, the actual general play, they've been really good.
That's a great bit of defending by Billy Cumetio. As a flick for Hearts was looked as if it was going beyond him and maybe offering up an opportunity, but it was well done by Cumetio. And now it's Hamilton with a probing diagonal pass. In goes Milne, down goes Westley, both players on the deck, and Kevin Clancy says play on. But they're very much getting into Hearts' faces early on as much as they can, the team from Dens, and they will be well happy with their opening 11 minutes, 0-0.
Yeah, I think Dundee will actually probably be the happier out of both the teams just now. Hearts just need to try and settle down again, get back on the ball, maybe put a few passes together, try and stretch Dundee. But Dundee actually, as I said a minute ago, in open play have actually been really, really good.
Billy Cumetio just slotting into that position, normally occupied by Luke Graham, left side of the back three for Dundee, with Clark Robertson and Rick Astley alongside him. Rick Astley,
the singer.
Well, he's never going to give you up, is he? Ryan Astley. The ball is at the feet of Stuart Findlay, and it's square to Steinbender, and always available in front of him, Cammy Devlin. Blair Spittle will be happy to be getting some game time here. Can he make an impact? And when a team is going well, that's what you tend to find, is that players coming in are so eager to grasp the opportunity. So these changes could be a big positive for Hearts today, depending how things pan out. It's Spittle on the ball on halfway with a raking crossfield pass, which doesn't quite find its target. Alexandros Kiziridis, it just swerved away from him in the end, but the idea was good.
Yeah, I think you can see Derek was clapping on the side there. It was the right idea. It was just the execution that was a bit off. But I think Hearts need to just, I know it's a big long diagonal they're trying to get in the opposite side, but Hearts just need to try and get a foot in the ball here, pass a few passes together. As I said, ask Dundee a few questions, even in the middle of the park, to try and stretch them open a little bit.
13 minutes gone at Full House Tynecastle yet again. Lovely ball looped in behind, left hand side from Shanklin to Kabore. Astley turns it out. Paddy Milne coming forward to take this throw in, and looking to get on the end of it are Findlay and Steinbender in the middle, taken short. Milne's cross blocked. He might try the long throw this time. Hearts looking to make a breakthrough. They've scored 40 goals this season already in 14 games in all competitions. Shanklin down the right-hand side, deflection on the cross in. It's well hooked away in the end by Digby for Dundee. You just get the feeling Hearts are starting to up the ante.
Yeah, it was a good run there from Lawrence down the side, down the channel, trying to get an early ball in, and I think that's what Hearts have become really good at, is getting the early balls in the box. And now they've got this throw in, and hopefully it reverts back to he's going to launch it right in the box.
Oisin McEntee with the long throw for Hearts. Lots of pace on it. Cumetio heads it away. Cleared as far as Devlin, who scoops it out to the left-hand side for Milne. Controlled by Harry Milne. Slipped in field for Spittle. His pass goes astray. Murray intercepting, and he tried to link up with Westley, and it was well seen, well read by Cammy Devlin. An important interception as Dundee looked to counter. He's
been outstanding this season as well, Cammy, so he has, I think, just sniffing that danger out there where one slack pass, and Dundee can try and get in behind Hearts, but he just sniffs that they're going to try and get the ball in the channel, and he cuts it out.
Another great switch. Steinwender to Milne, takes it on the run down the left-hand side. Joe Wesley gets his body in the way. The ball's still not out. They're grappling together on the deck, the two of them, and the ball was still in. It was almost like a wrestling move on the grass.
I'm not sure whose free kick that really should be there, to be fair, but I think the referees just went for the easy option and went, we'll just give it to Dundee.
Yeah, I think Kevin Clancy just put the blindfold on and guessed it there because it was difficult to tell who the guilty party was. It was good work from Joe Wesley, but the ball just wouldn't go out for him.
Who would be a referee?
Hearts 0, Dundee 0, 15 minutes gone at Tynecastle. And Tynecastle is tingling with excitement at the prospect of opening up a 9-point lead at the top of the Premiership. But Dundee are going to make a scrap of this by the looks of it. Kizirides gets the ball in the centre circle, lays it off to McEntee. Now Steinwender forward for Beningame. Slips under his boot, still manages to keep the ball in the middle of the pitch. Kizirides slides it left for Spittle. Spittle threads it through towards Kabore. Astley in the way, and he does really well, Ryan Astley, and the ball in the end goes out of Harry Milne. Good composure at the back.
Yeah, that was good defending. I think just using his body strength well, and then turning on the opposite side with the ball, and then sort of getting the wee deflection and going out for a goal kick to Dundee. But as I said, I think Dundee will be much more happy. Listen, Hearts won't be panicking or getting themselves in a tizzy about anything, but they need to just try and get a bit more control in the game.
Goal kick, McCracken with it, fired forward towards Wesley, headed away by Findlay, and Dre Wright plays the ball out off Spittle. Momentum, it's a big word, and Hearts have got plenty of it at the moment. They are flying. Is that trajectory going to continue this afternoon? Back to Shvolov, chipped up to halfway. Clark Robertson got his head to it. Again, Devlin intercepts. Lovely take by Shankland. And now Kabore and Kizirides tried to just run it through towards Kabore, did the Greek winger. It's a good cutout for Dundee. Coming under pressure, but coping pretty well so far. And Dre Wright wins a free kick on the right-hand side for Dundee, tripped by Spittle.
Probably was a free kick, that one. I mean, it was really good play there from Hearts, good one touch, interchanging, trying to slip the ball down the side there to get in behind Dundee. But yeah, positive signs, and then obviously Blair Spittle trying to do defensive work and doing it well. It's not a bad free kick to give away, but good play with Dundee as well.
McCracken's free kick, aiming for Murray. He was all over Findlay, but Stuart Findlay managed to stand firm and head the ball clear. Back it comes towards the Dundee captain, Murray. Tried to flick it for Wesley. Taken on by Harry Milne for Hearts. Then it's Shankland with more intelligent work on the ball. And now Beningame to Devlin, right at the heart of the action for Hearts. Out wide for Milne. Now Spittle involved again. To Steinwender, takes a good touch, steps into the midfield. Beningame helps him out. And it's a lovely little passing move, and McEntee up to Kizirides, and the ball goes out off Imari Samuels. Hearts with pretty comfortable possession at the moment. Back it goes to Shvolov. A couple of great saves in Paisley in the midweek from him. Bags of Bundesliga experience. Harry Milne gets in behind Dre Wright. This could be promising. Tried to fire it across goal, and it's a great bit of defending by Billy Kumetio. Cuts it out, fires it behind.
Yeah, it was great play there from Hearts. Just what we were talking about, the fact that they had a bit of fluidity to their play there. 4 or 5 good passes, getting in behind, and then it was a great cross, but also great defending with the Dundee defender, just at the front post area, like all good centre half should do.
Corner kick, Hearts, left-hand side. It's Harry Milne with the outswinger. Looked dangerous for Dundee for a moment. Finally, they get it clear. Clark Robertson thumping it away. Hearts got the first contact on that corner kick delivery, and you feared for Dundee at that point. But no save required from McCracken, and they managed to scramble it away in the end. Steinwender on his return to the team, looking pretty comfortable in central defence, the Austrian. Findlay and Devlin trading passes. Steinwender again fires one into the feet of McEntee. Kabore clips it down the side for Kizirides. Samuel stretching to try and stop it going behind for the corner. Couldn't quite do it. And Hearts with another set-piece chance to test out their visitors.
Again, that's top-class play from Hearts. A 1-2 touch interchanging, trying to get in behind Dundee again, which is the best way to do it. Is they're looking for purposeful passes, and again, good defending from Dundee to give away the corner.
Spittle with a short corner. Harry Milne, well, I think he was maybe trying to whip that towards the top corner on the far side, and he's got it wrong. And I guess all the guys in maroon who are waiting for a cross are not too impressed.
No, I think it's one of the biggest pet peeves, I think, when you're a striker or a defender, especially if you're defending. You've made that 70-yard run up, and then whoever's taking the corner, whoever's on the set piece, chips it over the bar, and you have to make that 70-yard sprint all the way back. So no, disappointing there, but the last 5 minutes or so have been really good for Hearts' point of view.
Ryan Stevenson and Rob McLean at Tynecastle. We've played 21.5 minutes. Hearts 0, Dundee 0. And you're with BBC Radio Scotland. Back from Milne to Findlay. Further back still to Alexander Shvolov, who plays it out towards Kizirides. Not exactly your number one target to win a header. And it goes out on that far side for the throw-in. Samuels to Cometio. And back with keeper McCracken. Falkirk have scored again. Ross McKeever 2-0 now against Kilmarnock. Still 1-0 Hibs. That early goal from Jamie McGrath at Livingston. Goalless here. Hearts trying to turn the screw, but Dundee will be pretty happy to have got through the first quarter unscathed, and they do carry a threat when they counter as well.
Yeah, I think if you're Stephen Presley sitting there, you're saying, yeah, you know what, we've done okay. It's 25 minutes or so we've been in the game. We've actually played reasonably well. Just that final little bit, trying to maybe get Simon Murray down the side of the centre half, so get a couple of crosses in the box.
That's well done by Milne. He took a bad touch, he was under pressure, and then did really well to hook a pass inside to Devlin, who is fouled. And as Hearts were looking to take it quickly, Kevin Clancy had other ideas. They'll have to come back and take it from the exact map coordinates. Hearts 0, Dundee 0. Hearts looking to widen that gap at the top of the top flight. The ball played forward towards Kizirides. Cometio reacts quickly and plays it back to McCracken. Straight out to Clark Robertson, then it's Digby. Hearts pressing, pressurising, and in the end they win the throw-in on the far side. The maroon shirts were all over Dundee.
I mean, I don't really know if Dundee should be trying to play that intricate football out for the back, but fair play to them trying to play it out from the back, and Hearts just latching straight onto it, and again getting the throw-in further up the park. But yeah, as good as Dundee have been, I think if I was Stephen Presley, I'd be saying, listen, there's a time and a place to play, and it's not inside our own 18-yard box. There's
a time to lump it, and maybe that was
exactly
that. Big diagonal from Stuart Findlay, headed away by Congreve. Flicked out to the left-hand side. Hearts win it back. Inside to Shankland. Flicked back towards Baningame. Now Milne, 40 yards from goal. He played it wide towards Spittle. I'm not sure if the pass was poor or it slipped under the boot of Spittle, but in any case it goes out for a throw-in. And it's disappointing for Hearts, who've produced some slick stuff so far in the game as they look to get the breakthrough. Nearly 25 minutes gone, 0-0. Astley with the throw, aiming towards Murray. Bounces through towards Stuart Findlay on the halfway line. Findlay to Steinwender and back to Schwolov. Hearts play it out calmly, and Steinwender finding McEntee with a well-paced pass. Taken on by Kiziridis, and he's sprinting into the middle of the pitch now, and he's having his shirt pulled by Cam Congreve, and it will be a fairly obvious free kick, which Devlin wants to take quickly. Gets it back from Beningame. Huge expectation around the stands about what Hearts can do here today. Sometimes a bit of patience required.
Yeah, I'm just going to nip in there. I think from exactly where we're sitting, right up in the Wheatfield stand, you can see every time Hearts get the ball, Dundee automatically just drop straight into a back five. So the patience is going to be key. I think that the fact that they're going to do that, they're going to be quite comfortable sitting in a back five, and then probably the four in front and just Simon Murray up front. It might be one of these games where they're going to have to be really patient to try and get something out of it.
Free kick Hearts, which gets some applause. The foul on McEntee. Devlin, as ever, wants to take it quickly to Findlay, and now Milne. Hearts down the left-hand side. Back in towards Stuart Findlay. He and Halkett have got 9 goals between them already this season. Goals from everywhere. Beningame threads it through, right side of the box. Kabore heading towards the byline, screening the ball from Robertson. And Hearts looking to play a little triangle of passes. The idea was good, but it doesn't quite come off with Kabore and Kiziridis and Beningame, and just a slight breakdown, and the ball slips behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, listen, I understand the idea of it, and it's good play, but I think, as I just said there 10 seconds ago, they're sitting in that back five, so you're trying to play the intricate little passes. Sometimes it's just maybe one pass, and then can we get it down the side and get it fired across the front of the goal. But all in all, Hearts have come back into the game the last sort of 10-15 minutes.
If you take Hearts' results back to last season, they're unbeaten in 14 Premiership matches. Quite incredible. Although the last team to win at Tynecastle were Dundee. It was April when Tony Docherty was still in charge. Dre Wright wins a throw-in off Spittle. Dundee all in white, Hearts in normal colours, and not a seat to be had around the ground, with Hearts in such sparkling form. Kumetio on the ball, the one change in the Dundee team, replacing Luke Graham. Now it's Digby, taken on by Ethan Hamilton, and it's a lovely crossfield pass for Congreve to cut inside. It's Cam Congreve, it takes a deflection! What a save! Alexander Schwolov, brilliant, reaching up towards the top corner. It looked net bound, and the German goalkeeper got fingertips to touch that over.
Yeah, that's an unbelievable save. I think you could see just as he cut inside there, it was starting to open up for him, and I know obviously his favourite foot's his left foot, but as soon as he has it with the right, it takes a little nick. How many times do we see that? It takes the nick off a defender's head and then just goes straight in the top corner. But what an unbelievable save. And if there's ever a little warning for Hearts that Dundee are very much in this game, that's it.
Top goalkeeping. Corner kick, Dundee, left-hand side. Their first corner kick of the match. What can they make of it? Dre Wright swings it in. It looked a little bit hesitant from Hearts defensively, but a blast of Kevin Clancy's whistle means a free kick to the home team. And on the back of that top save from Schwolov, not sure how convincing they looked at that set play.
No, but I mean, it's been a uncomfortable 30 seconds there for Hearts, and maybe just a little a slack pass there for it to go out to give Dundee a throw at the halfway line. So it's been maybe a little jolt that Hearts need there just to understand that Dundee are very, very much in this game.
Well, goalkeeper was a problem position for Hearts early season, but they look to have found a good one in Alexander Schwolov. who I think's got 200 appearances in the Bundesliga to his name. He's 33, he's experienced, he knows his way around. He made big saves in Paisley in the midweek, and he's made an absolute belter of a save here to stop Cam Congreve scoring with the aid of a deflection.
I think we see with any team that actually goes on and does well, your goalkeeper will save you maybe 12-15 points a season, and I think he's definitely one of them. I think, rightly from what you're saying, it was probably a wee bit of a position that was under a bit of scrutiny with Craig at his age, and Xander maybe form dipped a little bit, so and since he's come in he's been absolutely outstanding.
It's just having that solidity and that security in defence, isn't it, in that goalkeeping position. And here Hearts go on the attack now with Milne inside for Shankland! It's Lauren Shankland firing Hearts in front. And the Maroon bandwagon rolls on, looking to stretch that lead at the top of the Premiership to 9 points. And it's a pinpoint strike in off the base of the post from Shankland, and it's his 10th goal of the season.
I'm actually going to say, you would expect Lawrence to take his touch, have a shot on his left foot and score, but that's not even half a chance. And that just shows you the make of the man, how good a goal scorer, how good a captain, how good a player he is. The fact that 10 seconds ago I'm saying Dundee have 30 seconds there of good pressure, a couple of good chances, an unbelievable save, and then you have this guy, so an unbelievable goalkeeping save, and then it goes up to your main man, your talisman, and what an unbelievable finish from Lawrence.
And that's him already past last season's goals total.
Yeah,
it was most unlike him last season, of course, to finish with 9, having scored 33 the season before, and maybe he's on track for another 33 this time around, because he's in top form, the confidence is back, he's got some real quality around him, but that was a top finish.
Yeah, I mean, that's just Lawrence in a nutshell. I think just the touch, probably most players, myself included, would have tried to get that back on your right foot, but the fact that he's that confident, he's a born goal scorer, that he takes it on his left foot and angles a shot from 20-25 yards straight into the bottom right hand corner, so yeah, unbelievable.
It's a big blow for Dundee.
Just came off Tynecastle.
Yeah, it's a big blow for Dundee, that, isn't it? Who've put a lot into the game. They produced that amazing save from Shvolov, but that's what Hearts have got, is real quality, and no one with more quality than their captain and number 9, Lauren Shankland. It's double figures for him already on the 1st of November. How many more goals are there to come from Shankland and from right around this Hearts team, to be honest? It's an important phase now for Dundee to stay in the game and keep on doing what they were doing. But that's a real quality moment from Shankland, which has Dundee trailing at Tynecastle. 33 minutes gone, BBC Radio Scotland. Hearts 1, Dundee 0. Hibs ahead at Livingston, and Falkirk away 2 goals to the good against Kilmarnock.
I was actually just watching the goal again on the big screen. It's an absolute tremendous finish. But I think if you're Dundee, I think Stephen Presley will be sitting there saying, listen, just calm down. Just everything we've been doing in the game up until Lawrence's goal has been really good. Had that chance, an unbelievable save, or they could easily have been 1-0 up. So they really need to just get themselves composed for the next 5-10 minutes and try and get themselves into half time. Hearts, on the other hand, can they then go and get a second and basically try and kill the game off before half time?
You're right though, Ryan, with lots of players, the point where Shankland picks the ball up, you're thinking, well, we've got about 3 or 4 defenders not far off him, reasonably around him. It's not a big danger, but it is a danger with Shankland, because he just picks his spot, and it's pinpoint, isn't it? It just glances off the inside of the post.
Any other player on the Hearts strip gets on that ball. If you're Stephen Presley, you're saying that's fine, we're in a good position. You know, he's on the angle. You wouldn't really expect many players to take the shot from there, especially again on their weaker foot as well, but he does. It's just an unbelievable finish.
Dundee getting themselves up the pitch, left-hand side. Congreve with the throw. In went Devlin to try and break things up. Fired away by McEntee into the Dundee half. Clark Robertson collects the ball and squares it to Ryan Astley. Paul Digby in the middle of the pitch, clips one down the right side for Wesley to chase. Findlay back to Shvolov, and Shvolov measures his clearance out to try and find Spittle. Free kick given against Kabore for the challenge on Paul Digby, which, well, I didn't see a whole lot in it, to be honest. But it is a chance for Dundee to get the ball in the box, and I'm sure that's what they're going to do here. We're 10 minutes away from half-time as they look to level things up. Dundee second bottom of the Premiership at the moment. Dre Wright curls in the free kick. Shankland it is headed away. Congreve had a crack at it. It's still not cleared by Hearts. There was a bit of a scramble and Wesley had a stab at it from 15 yards out. And the ball is launched down the pitch by Hearts, and McCracken is there, and he had Kabore right in front of him, and he wasn't really going to take too many liberties there. He fires it out for a throw-in.
So disappointed with Dundee's set pieces. You'd think that would have been something that they would have really worked on. They probably have all this week, but I mean, that's 3 decent opportunities in set piece wise, and 3 of them have been really, really poor.
Yeah. Because one of the things about St Mirren in midweek was that, yes, they've got loads of height, but yes, the deliveries were very good. They were searching, they were probing, they were difficult to defend. Whereas deliveries so far from Dundee have been pretty disappointing. And it will be an area of the game from which they were thinking they might benefit. Good work between Devlin and Beningame. They work so well in the engine room of the team. And now Milne angles a run in from the left side, looks to link with Beningame. It's Milne again, tries the shot from an angle, and it's blocked by Robertson, and it goes behind for the corner. Real tenacity from Milne.
Yeah, good play again. I think with Benny and Cammy Devlin, you can see that partnership. Just a couple of passes opens the game right up, and it allows Hearts to get 25 yards further up the park and then get a shot at the goal.
Kevin Clancy wants to have a word inside the penalty box with about 5 or 6 players by the looks of it, so good luck getting your message across there, referee. It's a delay before this corner kick will be taken. 1-0 Hearts with 7.5 minutes left of the first period. Corner kick on the left. Harry Milne with the outswinger. It's a good leap, and Hearts have a second goal. And it's Landry Kabore with his first goal for Hearts. The header down, not dealt with from the corner kick. He was sharpest to react. He was denied a goal in Paisley on Wednesday night. He's not going to be denied that one. The Burkina Faso international gets his first goal for the Tynecastle team, and it's 2-0 against Dundee.
Yeah, do you know what? Simple ball in, get your second half to go and win it, and like any good striker does, he gets round about that goalkeeper in the central position. Great first touch to open his body out, and then the simplest of finishes, and I think his celebration says it all. I think Derek had said it before when he was speaking to yourself, just about giving him the opportunity to come in and play. He's been itching at the bit, and he has went in and repaid. And just what I said 2-3 minutes ago as well, Hearts go and get that second goal and go in at half time, and hopefully that's the game put to bed.
Livingston 1, Hibs 1, an equaliser at Ammanvale. Okiwa with the goal. Falkirk have scored a third. Calvin Miller. So what a first half John McGlynn's team are having against Kilmarnock, and that game may be won already. 3-0 Falkirk, 1-1 Livingston and Hibs, and 2-0 here at Tynecastle, 6 minutes away from the interval, and you can hear in the background what that second goal has done. And for Dundee, that is one serious blow. At 1-0 going in at the interval, they would have thought, well, every chance. They've played some pretty good football. They haven't coughed up too many opportunities. But the difference between 1-0 and 2-0, apart from the obvious arithmetical one, is obvious.
I think it'd be hard now for Dundee to come back into. They basically just need to get into half-time now. If they get anything, if they get a sniff before half-time, brilliant, but let's just get in at 2-0. But I think from Hearts' point of view, I think Dundee started well the first 10-15 minutes. As soon as obviously Lawrence gets that goal, there's a massive save just before it, and the game could be totally different. Dundee could be 1-0 up, but that unbelievable save goes up the park. Lawrence does what Lawrence does, and I think now you just seen there, like, getting the second goal and the roof comes off the place, and momentum, we spoke about it before the game, that they've got such momentum just in general now, the full club, and you can see it's going straight onto the park.
We're into the last 5 minutes of the first half at Tynecastle, and Hearts at the moment look to be cruising to that 9-point advantage at the top of the Premiership. It's just remarkable, isn't it? We've seen it happening week to week, game to game, but when you think about it, 11 games into the Premiership, as Derek said before, and this is the first round of games, a 9-point lead.
Yes, it is incredible. I think that you'd have taken just been close to Celtic or Rangers after 11 games, but to be 9 points clear if they can go and get the result today, it's incredible. I'm trying not, I said it beforehand before we come on air, I'm trying not to get ahead of myself here as a fan, but
good luck with that.
Yeah, it's just
lovely ball through for Harry Milne. He flicks it across goal, and it was just begging for a finishing touch. And the danger for Dundee is that there could be more damage to be suffered here in this first half. They just have to get to half-time. 2-0 bad enough, but Hearts are flying at the moment, and that was such a good ball right across the face of goal from Milne.
Yeah, great again from Hearts. I think going back onto that is what Willie Miller said before the game, was a lot of people are obviously compared it to the Aberdeen thing, but Hearts actually are playing. I think Aberdeen picked up a lot of points not playing well, where Hearts, as you said right there, are absolutely flying.
McEntee with the throw in from the right side, headed away, bouncing behind, and not sure if Kevin Clancy has given a free kick or whether it's going to be a goal kick. But Dundee will welcome the delay at the moment, a chance to get a little bit of respite, a little bit of relief. But there's a relentlessness about Hearts. Having got the first goal, they desperately wanted to score again, and now they want more. Steinvender's headed away. Astley hooks it forward. Spittle is there. Played up to Simon Murray, who's knocked over by Steinvender. Free kick for Stephen Presley's team. Well, he knows all about what Tynecastle can be when Hearts are firing on all cylinders. He was part of the team 20 years ago, captain of the team that was top of the league under George Burley's management, and he knew exactly what he was stepping into here today as the Dundee head coach.
Yeah, listen, there's nobody better equipped than Elvis, because obviously he's been here and the connection with the club for so long. So listen, I think it'd be very strange for him getting in at half-time to what you actually say to the players, because up until that great save, they've actually done really, really well, and then they found themselves 2-0 down in the matter of a space of 5 or 10 minutes. So it'd be quite a difficult team talk from probably going in and saying, listen, in the main we've done well, but we're 2-0 down. So and then it's how do they actually try and get themselves back into the game from this position.
Ethan Hamilton with a nice touch on the ball and a turn, and he slips it back to Astley and wide for Dre Wright. Down the line for Joe Wesley, forced back the way. Astley takes it in, and it's going even further back to John McCracken, almost at 44 minutes. And it was exactly the first half that Hearts wanted. They were at it right from the start. Dundee had a spell. Dundee producing that terrific save from Schwolow. And at the moment, still a little bit of hesitation at the back for Dundee, and they certainly don't want that before Robertson played it back and McCracken cleared. Oisin McEntee who's another really solid performer in this Hearts team. Into the feet of Spittal, back out to Steinwender. The Braga song is given an earring. He's on the bench. Might well see him before this match is finished. Kizirides on the right side into Kabore. Inside the box now, outside, right-hand side, weaving his way towards the byline. Kizirides looking to squeeze in across, it's blocked. And it's gone behind for a corner kick off Ethan Hamilton. So more defending to do for Dundee, and they don't want to be conceding again. Inside stoppage time at the end of the first half. Just 1 minute of time added on. And one last threat potentially here from Hearts. Already 2-0 to the good. Spittle's corner kick, out swinging with the right foot. Cleared in the end by Imari Samuels. Wasn't really too bothered where it went, as long as he got rid of it. Just about 10 seconds left of the first half. And Harry Milne to take a throw-in just underneath us, on halfway. And Kevin Clancy is already looking at his watch, and he's blowing his whistle for half-time. Well, everything going according to script for Hearts, and well on their way to extending that lead at the top of the Premiership from 6 points to 9. The match turning on a couple of minutes in the first half when Congreve had a deflected shot, brilliantly saved by Alexander Shvolov, clutching it away as it was heading in to the top corner. And within about 90 seconds up at the other end, Lauren Shanklin was taking a touch with his right foot and rifling the ball in with his left in off the inside of the post to break the deadlock. And very quickly afterwards, Hearts turned 1 into 2. When a corner kick wasn't properly dealt with by Dundee, and the sharpest man in the 6-yard box was Landry Kabore, tucking in his first goal for Hearts. He celebrated in style, and Hearts and all their supporters will be celebrating in style if they can continue what they've shown in the first half and get the win they want to extend that lead at the top. Half-time at Tynecastle, Hearts 2, Dundee 0.
No, this is an absolute doing up there, you'd have to say. Falk are looking very, very good today, but Kelly not helping themselves defensively. There's doing a big job for Stuart Ketwell to do at half-time up there at the Falkirk Stadium. Chick, are you still playing at Starts Park?
Yeah, we're into the 45, just about to come and go now. We'll be into time added on. It is 1-0. In fact, there's a half-time gone. No time added on at all. 45 minutes have come and gone. Half-time scoreline is Raith Rovers 1, Morton 0. The goal scorer Jack Hamilton from a Doherty cross after 40 minutes.
Thanks to Chick Young there. So just the one game still playing. That's a game through at Almond Vale, Kevin.
Yeah, I think we're just about 30 seconds to go, Kenny. Still 1-1 at the moment. It's actually been a good game. Hibs started off with obviously a fly with a brilliant finish, as you'll all get to see it later. And then to be fair to Livingston, they've worked away, they've churned away, and they've got themselves back in the game, scoring a brilliant goal. I think it'll fizzle out and it'll end up 1-1 at half-time.
Yeah, it's interesting to note what David Martindale was talking about losing these late goals in games. If this remains the same deep into the second half, just wonder, Richard, does that come into your psyche at all?
Yeah, it does. You start to worry because you know you're vulnerable there, and you know, it is a concentration thing. It's a decision making in that last moment. It's defenders sensing danger. It's midfielders sensing danger. It has to be a collective. If your midfielders are just expecting your defenders to deal with everything, then it's never going to end well. And it's probably just a concentration thing. Like I say, you look at the game against Motherwell was a glaring example, because they concede a goal and it gets chalked off, and then a minute later they concede another goal. You would think at that point, just get everyone behind the ball, don't be venturing forward, just take the draw. And I think sometimes we don't talk enough about teams being able to manage games. You know, yes, I get it, you're at home, it's 1-1, but sometimes you need to go, how's the flow of the game going? And a lot of the time that comes from the players on the pitch, because a lot of the time you can't feel it from the side, but experienced players on the pitch, you go, you know what, the draws, it's a minute to go, a draw's fine for us today, let's get everybody behind the ball and just clear our lines. But it looked like they were trying to push for the goal. Motherwell then break and score a minute after scoring, and that'll be the bit that irks him. He needs his experienced players to actually take charge in the game and actually start to manage games a bit better.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be the message at half-time. They'll just hit half-time there. So what we'll do is we'll go around the grounds. I know they're still playing at Firhill. Liam was telling us a long delay there, but we'll go around the grounds, got all the half-time reports for you right here on BBC Radio Scotland.
The biggest games,
breaking news,
and exclusive interviews.
This is Sports Sound
from BBC Radio Scotland. This is the incredible story of a player rejected by his boyhood club to rise from the ashes and become Serie A's most valuable player.
He was literally enshrined in a part of Naples.
Mick Fratima to the Napoli faithful.
Means brother in Neapolitan dialect.
We're going back to learn about how McTominay was made. This is Scott McTominay, our brother of Naples, on the Scottish Football Podcast. Listen on BBC Sounds.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. 7 games covered today on Open All Mics. We have 2 commentaries for you at tea time. The first of the League Cup semi-finals, Motherwell against St Mirren. That kicks off at 5:30. Full coverage right here on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. Our first commentary option comes from Tynecastle. The leaders' Hearts at home to Dundee. Let's get the half-time report from Rob McLean.
Tynecastle is tingling with excitement about the prospect of Hearts stretching that lead at the top of the Premiership from 6 points to 9, and it is very much on after a quality showing in the first half from Derek McInnes and his team. They came out with the blocks as you expected they would, with that sort of incentive in front of them, but they came up against a Dundee team who were in their faces ready for a scrap and produced some pretty disciplined and organised play, and they had a threat on the counter as well, did Dundee, and what a save it was to stop them opening the scoring. Cam Congreve tucked in from the left-hand side, a right foot shot which took a deflection and it was heading for the top corner. It looked net bound until Alexander Shvolov stretched up a right glove and clawed it away. What a save it was from the German keeper, who produced good stops against St Mirren during the week as well, and is looking a really good signing for them, an important signing as well. A lot of the headlines taken further forward, but he looks a really good acquisition for the Tynecastle team. Within 90 seconds, they'd gone in front. The ball played up to Lauren Shankland. He was about 22, 23 yards out, left-hand side. Wouldn't really have qualified as a chance for most players on the pitch, but it certainly was for Hearts number 9. He took a touch with his right foot and immediately rifled it with his left, and it clipped the inside of the post on its way in. A brilliant finish from Shankland, and already for him 10 goals for the season, and that's gone past his total for the whole of last season. The one before was 33. Maybe this campaign is going to be more like that one. And very quickly, Hearts looked and pushed for a second goal to make things even worse for Dundee, and from a corner kick they found it as well. Wasn't well defended. Hearts got first contact on it, and when the ball broke free in the 6-yard box, it was Landry Kabore who reacted quickest to score his first goal for the Tynecastle team, and he sprinted up towards Derek McInnes in celebration at getting his first goal for Hearts. It's a real blow, that one, for Dundee. You would wonder whether even at this stage there is any way back for them, and Hearts will look to get this finished off as quickly as possible and ensure the 3 points that extends their lead at the top. Half-time at Tynecastle, full house Tynecastle, Hearts 2, Dundee 0.
Full second half commentary to come from Rob McLean and Ryan Stevenson, Alan Preston on Open All Mics. Duty for us. Let's get to Ammanvale, Livingston at home to Hibs, and get the half-time report from Kevin Thompson.
Yeah, 1-1 here, Kenny, and I have to say you couldn't have asked for a better start for Dave Gray and his men. Just a helpful ball really for Rocky Bashiri. Clegy goes up to obviously contest it. It ricochets into the path of Jamie McGrath. You won't see a better strike all weekend. A wonderful finish, hits it first time, probably best part of 20 to 22 yards out, right into the bottom corner, for just past Pryor. And then, to be honest, I thought Hibs would kick on. I thought they would go and grab the second. Huffed and puffed a wee bit. I thought Livingston were a wee bit shell-shocked, but to be fair to them, they've churned away. They've dug in, been a lot of second balls contested, and then both teams have the ball in the back of the net. Initially Hanley and Bakia go through. They're coming together. I actually thought it was offside, but I think it was coming together, and Hanley just gets there before the big striker. Referee deems it was a foul. The ricochet falls to Stevie May. A brilliant finish, but obviously the referee brings it back for the free kick for the Highbees. And then Rocky Bashiri as well just strays offside for kind of a second phase because it gets knocked back into the box. Great finish, to be fair, at the big centre half, but deemed offside. And then I have to say, what a wonderful goal for Livingston. Probably the best passage of play we've seen all afternoon when you think you're passing the ball. Initially starts for the talisman and Lewis Smith. He's been the one that, albeit going down on his right side, he's put some floaty balls in, I would say, rather than coming with real quality and real pace. But certainly looks a danger. Obviously playing on the right, always wanting to cut back on his left, but he has been brave enough to go down on the outside. But anyway, initially pops it back inside. Brennett, the Dutch boy at the full-back area, he just drives straight at the heart of the Hibs defence. Scotty Pittman makes a brilliant run into the inside channel, and then it's a great first-time cross. He picks out Bakia, brilliant finish for the big striker, and he's probably been, I would say, the difference maybe, Kenny. He's been, as the games grew, he's contested lots of balls with Grant Hanley, with Rocky Bashiri, and as I've said, the second ball's been one of the things that they picked up a lot of. Chawal's probably been a wee bit one-paced in the middle of the pitch, and I would say that as the games went on, I would say Livingston have probably got a better foothold in the game than I expected.
So very tight at Ammon Vale. It's one-way traffic at the Falkirk Stadium. Falkirk at home to Kilmarnock. Let's hear from Billy Dodds.
Kenny, Falkirk are flying. This has been so one-sided, and it all started in 7 minutes when Calvin Miller with a lovely pass released Williams. He went round the goalkeeper, rolled into the empty net, and after a long VAR check, and it was tight, the goal was given, so that set him in the front foot. McKeever then had a long distance strike. It was saved nice and easy, but it was a good strike. And then 22 minutes, I mean, it was 2-0, and it was a Wilson strike. It was parried by Oluwemi, and McKeever followed up, like all good strikers do, just bundled it home from 6 yards. The confidence was flowing then. It was a great move. There must have been 10-15 passes from Falkirk that resulted in Keelan Adams blasting wide from a really good position. And Falkirk had a few more chances, but they made it 3-0, and it was all too easy. It was just a direct ball. Graham Flick. Williams picked up a nice little reverse pass into Miller, and he blasted it through the goalkeeper's legs. It's been so one-sided, I say. Falkirk could have been 5-6 up. Half-time at the Falkirk Stadium. It's Falkirk 3, Kilmarnock 0.
Thanks to Billy Dodds. Just in terms of the opener, we've got a picture through there. Yeah, he's clearly onside. The Kilmarnock defender behind the Falkirk player, his foot is sticking out, so they checked that and come up with the correct decision. Of course, the 3-0 to Falkirk against Kilmarnock. Hearts 2, Dundee 0, Livingston 1, Hibs 1. There was a delay in the first half at Firhill, Ian McCall, and there has been a second goal.
Yes, and they've just blown for half-time, so I can do my half-time thing right now, but the second goal was absolutely outstanding. Ben Stanway, Queen's Park players were dithering with the ball about 50 yards from goal. Ben Stanway's robbed it. He's ran forward to about 25 yards. He had an option right and an option left. Didn't pick either of them. Instead, he curled into the far top corner from 25 yards. Fabulous. I mean, Thistle have dominated the game. They've had something like 70% possession, Kenny. Ironically, Queen's Park had the best chance of the game in the 13 minutes. Josh Fowler, who's been impressive, the lad that scored a lot of goals from them, he's ran the full length of the pitch, played a lovely little ball to McLean. He's tried to dink the goalie, didn't quite come off. The goalie Josh Clark made a decent save. The goal came just a minute later. It was a great set play. Again, kudos to Mark Wilson and the coaching team at Partick Thistle. Aidan Fitzpatrick dummied to play the ball into the box, played it into Ben Stanley's feet. He immediately laid it back to Paddy Redding, 25 yards, banged into the bottom corner. Unfortunately, about half an hour gone, Charlie Fox went down, hence there was so much injury time. It looked really bad when it's one of these that looks innocuous and you can't actually see what happened, but he was in real pain and the stretcher came off. It took about 10 minutes to deal with him and get him off the pitch. But the Stanley goal, as I've described just a minute before the break, has put the seal on a first half performance for Partick Thistle. So it's Partick Thistle 2, Queen's Park 0.
Good stuff, thanks to Ian McCall. So they are keeping the pressure on the league leader St Johnstone, but so far they are doing the business at home. To Airdrie this afternoon there for us is Willie Miller.
They are, Kenny, and they're looking good for it. The first 10-15 minutes it was quite an even game. Cameron Cooper should have done better with a close range shot with his left foot. A decent save though. Mockery had another opportunity right through. He was under a little bit of pressure, put it past the post, but then St Johnstone started to take control. Jamie Gillan had a couple of opportunities. Josh McPake put one past from 25 yards. And then in 25 minutes, they got the breakthrough. Adama Sidibe with the header. It was all too easy for the striker. The cross came from Liam Smith on the right-hand side. Sidibe went up. He just came off the side of his head. Not a great header, I didn't think, but if it ends up in the back of the net, it's a superb header, isn't it? They had another 3 opportunities before half-time, but at half-time it's 1-0 and St Johnstone in top.
Thank you to Willie Miller. We'll get the other couple of reports for you from the Championship games. I'll give you all the scores across the leagues in a couple of minutes' time, but I can see the teams coming back out at Tynecastle, so a choice of listening once again on Sports. And for Hearts against Dundee, we have commentary from Tynecastle on BBC Radio Scotland Digital, 810 medium wave and extra on BBC Sounds. For Open All Nights, tune to 92 to 95 FM and BBC Sounds, and both are live online, bbc.co.uk/Sport Scotland.
Football from Sports Sound
on BBC Radio Scotland.
Well, everything going according to plan for Hearts so far, halfway through. 2-0 up against Dundee. What can Stephen Presley's team do? And immediately Hearts roared out of the blocks. Spittle's cross ball in, back post, headed away, only as far as Milne. Kizaridis tries a shot from the left-hand side. Dundee managed to get it away. Hearts want to get this finished off as quickly as they possibly can. Devlin on halfway slips it through to Baningame. Kizaridis off the left side, Spittle right now, and he's outside the box, Blair Spittle, and he rolls it wide for McEntee. McEntee's cross blocked by Amari Samuels. So it's going to be a throw-in. Right hand side, just about 15 yards from the corner flag. McEntee with lots of pace on the throw-in. Robertson first there to head it away. Devlin back in. Dre Wright with a clearing header. Now Congreve, lovely touch and pass to Simon Murray. Left hand side needs a bit of support. Baningame holds him up. Murray slips it through. Samuels with a cross ball. Might work out here. Dre Wright, right side of the box. Slips it in the middle. Congreve tried to get a toe on it. And Hearts get it clear. Finally, the whistle goes. Offside?
I'm not entirely sure. I don't know whether he's actually maybe given the free kick, which he should have blown for maybe 5-10 seconds before the actual cross came back in again from Dundee. But a good start from Dundee. I think that's what they would have tried to look to do, is right from the start, obviously in the first half as well, was get Simon Murray on the ball, catch them on the break. But a bit of confusion there. I think the referee taking his time to blow his whistle, which I think it was a foul in the first cross, not the second one.
Dundee know that if there is a next goal in the game, then it has to be theirs to try to bring this alive again. If Hearts can score again, then it is curtains, you would imagine, for Dundee. After that quick 1-2 first half from Shankland and Kabore on the ball, Spittle looking to have more of an influence. Blair Spittle back with Steinbender, and he squares it to Stuart Findlay. Milne for Devlin on the halfway line. Cammy Devlin, who has such a big say in how Hearts play. Beningame ahead of him, through for Kabore, laid off to Shankland, and he just takes aim with his right foot this time. Struck it well enough, right down the throat though of McCracken.
Yeah, it was a good strike. I mean, a good distance out, but it's Lawrence, so you're asking him, you would expect him to shoot from there, but Dundee been decent on that little break there, but Hearts in general playing good passing combinations, the movement.
Great pass from Spittle to Kabore, might have taken it first time, and in the end it's an angled shot from Hearts number 11. Well, he really should have been taking that quicker when the chance was a lot better. It was brilliantly picked out by Spittle.
Yeah, I think, again, just come back onto it, great play right through the middle of the park, and I think we're both sitting up here thinking as soon as he takes that first touch, just hit it low and hard across the goalkeeper, but he goes for that extra little jink, extra touch, and credit to Dundee defender there, he gets back and closes the angle down, and it's a good block.
Devlin sweeps the ball out to the right side. McEntee knocks it down. Spittle 25 yards out. Still on the ball, Hearts. Beningame to Kizarides, left-hand side, clipped in, deflected, headed away by Kumetio. Cammy Devlin on the volley, into the ground and into the gloves of McCracken. It seems, at the moment, only a matter of time before Hearts get their third. John McCracken fires the ball forward. And it's back in Hearts' possession again. They had 65% of the ball first half, but it's always about what you do with it. They had 2 shots on target and 2 goals in the first half, so it was clinical from Hearts in terms of finishing.
I think if you're Dundee right now, if you're coaching staff or the manager, you're just basically telling the boys to get their tin hats on, buckle down for the next 10 minutes or so. They need to try and just get through this wave of pressure and passing that's coming from Hearts. I mean, the passing is great with them, and I think that's what I love about Derek's teams is the movement off the ball. Every time somebody has the ball, they have 2 or 3 options. They're making purposeful runs forward. They're asking questions.
Good sliding challenge by Amari Samuels to stop McEntee in his tracks. But they have an unstoppable look about them at the moment, Hearts. And I was talking about Blair Spittle having more of an influence in the game. Well, he's definitely doing that in the last 5 minutes or so, and he's just been caught late by Simon Murray, who's going to be yellow carded, but Simon Murray's hobbling around. It's one of those ones where he might have come off worse as Blair Spittle gets back to his feet, and it's going to be a free kick obviously for Hearts.
Would you say that was a typical striker's challenge?
Yeah, and he probably wishes he hadn't made it now, because he's still hobbling, the Dundee captain. So this free kick is about 6 or 7 yards away from the right corner of the penalty box, and it's Spittle and Milne who stand over it. Blair Spittle, what a ball in, headed away by Samuels. Neat touch from Devlin, and that was almost a chance for Kizarides. He just hesitated. Now Dundee counter down the left side with Congreve, but immediately he's sprinting down the pitch. The maroon shirts are just swarming around him to get the ball back, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and again, that's just a sign of a good team, the fact that I'm sitting here 2 minutes ago saying how good they are going forward and they're purposeful. As soon as they gave that away there's players sprinting 50, 60 yards back in twos, in packs, trying to get the ball back, which they exactly do. I mean, it's been grade A for Hearts since 15 minutes in this first half, all the way through.
Hearts are absolutely loving this. Lovely ball down the line from McEntee. Shanklin was after it, but Kumetio got his body in the way and managed to escort it behind for a goal kick. And Dundee just take a breath for a moment and hope that they can resist this Hearts pressure, and hope as well that they can get a chance at some stage to bring the game back to life. But the probability is the Hearts are going to score again, because they have some appetite for more here. You can see it all over the pitch. Late challenge on Milne by Westley. but it's going to be a throw-in for Dundee instead. Kevin Shankland. Hearts 2, Dundee 0, and 53 minutes on the clock. From Steinbender to McEntee. And right in the middle of the pitch, right at the heart of the action, is Cammy Devlin. Angles a pass towards Milne. Touched back by Kizaridis. Shankland involved. The passing and the movement is just a joy to watch here, and it was finally stopped by a foul from Ethan Hamilton.
I'm thinking now for Dundee is what do they do? Do they stay in this back five? Do they try and hope that they get something on the counter-attack, or they get a set play? Or did at some stage does Stephen Presley think, you know what, we need to try and push on? And then inevitably if you do push on, it leaves bigger spaces for Hearts to get in behind them or penetrate the passes that they have been doing anyway. But I mean, I've been coming here for a long time since I retired, and I cannot remember seeing a Hearts team play as fluid, attacking, dynamic football as what I'm seeing here today.
McEntee tries to get the cross in. He does manage to wrap his boot around it, close to the corner flag, but it was an unchallenged take from Kraken in the end, who launches it down the pitch well beyond Simon Murray, who was furthest forward for Dundee. So that doesn't do his team any favours, and it just means that Hearts have got the ball back. Findlay in possession, Steinbender alongside. In addition to wanting the 3 points, Hearts will want a clean sheet to go with it if they can. But at the moment they are thinking in terms of adding to their 2 goals down at the other end. Kumetio clearing under pressure from Kabore. And the ball flies out of play into the main stand, and jeers from the Hearts supporters, but it's mainly cheers we're hearing from the home support, who are lapping up every moment of this and knowing exactly what another 3 points to the total means. Nice ball slipped through for Shankland. Kiziridis deflected! Spittle sees his shot saved by McCracken. It was a miraculous stop, but in on the rebound is Landry Kabore, who liked scoring his first Hearts goal so much. He's just gone and scored his second. It's 3-0.
I've actually run out of words, because again that was just an unbelievable goal from start to finish. I think Benny and Lawrence Shankland have a couple of passes back and forth between them just to open that space. Comes across to player Spittle on his weak foot. Unbelievable shot. Great save from the Dundee goalkeeper, but doing what every single good striker does is he's there to tap it back in. So yeah, I mean, it's been what a start for the second half from Hearts. As I've said since they've started this second half, they've been absolutely outstanding.
Well, it was a stunning save by John McCracken, and he will be distraught that it matters not a jot, because it dropped so invitingly for Kabore to score a double on the day and deny Spittle that third goal. It was every bit as impressive as the first half save from Shvolov. But it doesn't matter, it doesn't count. Hearts are 3-0 in front. We haven't played an hour yet of this game, and the suffering for Dundee could get worse.
Yeah, listen, I've been there myself, and if you're a Dundee player just now and you're 3-0 down after 60 minutes, you know you're in for a world of pain in the last 30. So I'm actually lost for words for how good Hearts have been. Actually, the last half an hour, 40 minutes have just been absolutely outstanding. Dundee now, I mean, Stephen Presley, you can see him sitting on his bench there talking to Scotty Patterson, his assistant, his coach. A bit of penny for his thoughts right now, thinking, what do you do here? Because they run the risk now, even in this back five and the 4 in front, they run the risk of getting really taken to town.
It's 43 goals in 15. The 15th game isn't yet completed. 43 goals. It's incredible, isn't it?
When you said that earlier, I actually thought that cannot be true. I mean, that is an incredible start. The fact that they've scored that many goals, but it obviously just shows you how fluid they're playing, how well they're playing, how good they're actually combining together, the relationships that they have. And that's not just the front players, that's from back to front. It's the full team, the full squad.
It's 27 Premiership goals, and I think that's about 11 better than the next best. So they really are coming up with all the stats that add up to a massively successful start to the season. And they're now one win away from going level with the start that George Burley's Hearts made 20 years ago, which was pretty sensational.
The good thing for Hearts is they don't have a chairman or a chairwoman now that's going to sack the manager after doing that. So.
Yeah, it's a bit more settled, I think, behind the scenes at Hearts these days, on and off the pitch. Everything moving in the right direction. And Dundee here just want to stop the bleeding, because they're very much aware of what the scoreline could become if Hearts continue in the same vein. Livingston 1, Hibs 2. Early second half, Martin Boyle scoring. So Hibs were ahead through Jamie McGrath, Bakila with the equaliser, and now Hibs are ahead again. Martin Boyle back on the score sheet for them. 3-0 Falkirk. That is a remarkable scoreline. So Dundee going to make a couple of changes. Wesley off, Yogan on. Callum Jones is coming on for them as well. He'll play in the midfield. Callum Jones. Yogan is a winger, but they need to be solid and secure, Dundee, because while they would love to get a goal back and feel as if they're involved in the game again, the main target here has got to be damage limitation. They've suffered enough of that already. Out from Schwolov for Hearts to Findlay. Launches it down the middle to Kabore, who's on a hat-trick. Dundee have it with Yogan getting his first touch, holding off the challenge of Blair Spittle. Back with Cometio. It's a great ball in behind for Simon Murray. The flag stays down meantime. Can he get it gathered? It's Murray, and it's a goal back, but it's not going to count. The flag eventually does go up, and it stays 3-0.
I absolutely hate that rule. I understand it to an extent, but I mean, it just annoys me, the fact that he's running through there and you don't really know, is he on, is he not on? And to be fair to him, it's a good run, a good finish, but it just shows you again. Listen, Hearts have been absolutely outstanding. They're 3-0 up, but it just shows you that how quickly things can change. So, I mean, from Dundee's point of view, can they do that again? Can they try and get Simon in behind a couple more times? Try and ask a couple of questions, and then for Hearts, it just shows them that they have to be bang on the money. It was one slack pass.
Well, they're checking it. VAR checking it at the moment. It was the on-field decision is confirmed. The goal will not stand. It was a great ball from Cometio, wasn't it? Yeah. Curled in behind Simon Murray. It was worth a check. So it was obviously borderline, and as you say, Ryan, he finished it really well. McEntee's cross into the box, chested down by Beningame. The sniff of another chance for Hearts. They've taken 3 of them already, and they are cruising into a 9-point lead at the top of the Premiership. What a start to the season. Yogan looks to get control of it. Left side for Dundee. Murray helps out. Hamilton. But whenever they're in possession, they're immediately under pressure. And here come Hearts, and it's Kabore twisting one way and then the other, looking to get the shot away. Well, the fans around us desperate for him to get his hat-trick, and he had a chance there. Now the game rages down towards the other end with Ethan Hamilton. But it all fizzles out. Milne wins the challenge, and Dundee forced back the way.
Yeah, it's starting to get a bit stretched. Even though at 3-0, it's starting to become a bit of a basketball game. I think if you're Derek McInnes on the side, you're probably just trying to get things a bit more tight. But another great chance there for Hearts, just an extra touch again. When he done that good part, getting the yard of space just to have the shot, and opted for the extra touch.
Congreve on the ball, but 2 against 1 for Hearts, and that came out on top. And now Kizarides is off and running infield for Shankland, under pressure from Robertson. There was a tug at the shirt from the Dundee defender, and it will be a Hearts free kick. We've played 64 minutes, Hearts 3, Dundee 0. BBC Radio Scotland. Another emphatic performance from the Tynecastle team. Kizarides coming in off the left side, is cross blocked, spins the way of Simon Murray. He's very much on his own, isolated down the right side, rolls it back towards Congreve, and Baningame getting back, Devlin getting back, desperate to win the ball back. And now a long ball releases Lawrence Shankland, and Robertson manages to get in front of the ball and get it back to McCracken before Lawrence Shankland could think about having another pot shot at goal. Here goes Yugan, the substitute, driving down the left-hand side. He's quick and he's strong, and he gets Dundee up the pitch, and there's a pass to Samuels in behind him. Tony Yugan again. 3 in the box for Dundee if they want to get the ball in. Back for Jones. Murray curls a pass out wide right for Congreve, but he loses out to Milne. Great ball winning from Harry Milne, and quickly it was sent forward towards Kabore. Dundee have it again with Kumetio and Hamilton on halfway. On the left side, Samuels.
I think if I was Hearts now, I'd maybe look at getting a couple of changes on just to get the game swinging back in their favour. I think Dundee has got a bit stretched, as I said, and Dundee starting to sort of, as much as Hearts are 3-0 up, getting a bit of a foothold again the last 5 minutes or so.
Kumetio, Samuels, turning inside, good feet, good balance. Can he get the pass? Baningame intercepting, but they're sticking at it, Dundee. It's Murray now. Dre right and Cam Congreve on the right side. Here's Congreve, the cross ball blocked, and when the ball rebounds off the assistant referee, that always causes a bit of delight around the ground as well.
Always makes you smile.
So throw in for Dundee, right hand side, looking for a long throw here, looking for a goal back. Already 3 down. In it comes from the long throw, helped on by Robertson. The ball in the air, Schwolov under pressure from Kumetio, and the goalkeeper protection committee is in operation, and Kevin Clancy says that's a free kick.
Which it wasn't. I think, but we know that goalkeepers get a lot of protection nowadays, but I would still be expecting. The only one thing I would say is a couple of crosses that have came in. You can expect your goalkeeper just to come and command and catch high. That have sort of been a wee bit suspect. But I think Hearts now looking to make a couple of substitutions. As I said, I think since Simon Murray's goal went in, the game's just got a bit of fire about it. It's kind of swing both ways. And as I said, as much as Hearts are 3-0 up, that pride, that sort of satisfaction of not conceding a goal, must be a big part burning inside them. They don't want to lose a goal, so they want to try and get a foothold back in the game.
Hearts in complete command of this. Findlay able to take a touch, take a chance, and still keep the ball at the back. And now Cammy Devlin just taking the steam out of the game for a moment, just knocking it around Hearts. They've been all action, all energy right from the start. They've known what their target was, and well, they've hit it bang on. That 3-0 lead already. And the Hearts fans can see already what that league table is going to look like by the time we're finished. Ethan Hamilton curls the ball for Dundee down the left. Tony Ugan after it. Well defended by Steinvender. Helped out by McEntee. Played up towards Kabore. An aerial tussle involving Hamilton and Spittle. And it was all perfectly innocent, but Blair Spittle fell awkwardly, and you hope he's okay. I think he's maybe just had the wind taken out of him, possibly.
Just landing straight on his back there. I actually thought it probably would go a free kick towards Dundee than it would be Hearts, but yeah.
So Hearts going to make some changes now. Off goes Harry Mill. On is going to come Stephen Kingsley. Claudio Braga coming on. And Thomas Magnuson is coming off the bench, as he did in Paisley on Wednesday night. So all those Hearts players going off at the moment, getting a good reception. And Blair Spittle will be really pleased, I think, about his contribution.
Yeah, he's done great. I think it's always hard when you've not been playing as much to come back in and try and hit the ground running and get up to match speed. And I think all three of the boys that have came in have done really, really well. And I think that's probably the biggest thing through all of this run that Hearts have gone on, is it's not just 11, they're now making subs, and you look at the depth that is on the bench coming on that can definitely impact games. So whether they're winning, drawing or losing, they've got people on the bench that can definitely come on and make a big impact.
And when you're 3 down and there's 20 minutes to go, what you don't want to see is Claudio Braga coming off the bench, the sort of form he's been in. And Lawrence Shanklin, having got to double figures, he'll be wanting to keep pace with him in the scoring charts as well. So it's not going to get any easier for Dundee, you would imagine, into the closing 20 minutes. Tyrese John Jules has got a goal back for Kilmarnock. 3-1 now at the Falkirk Stadium. The Falkirk seemingly still cruising to 3 very important Premiership points for them, unless Kilmarnock can get another goal back and make it interesting. Dundee with a throw in, and Astley flings it into the box. Steinvender took a touch and got it away, and now it's Claudio Braga scurrying forward. Is he going to go all the way? And Matty Samuels does really well to get his body in front and escort the ball back to goalkeeper John McCracken. Just looked for a moment there as Braga was going to get away from him.
You can just tell the Hearts fans have got a real connection with him. I mean, every time he's on the ball, they're up, they're singing. I love him as a player. I think he's one of the players who's always looking to be on the front foot. He's always looking to make something happen. I think he's got a nasty side to him as well, where he'll put in a tackle when he has to as well. So yeah,
it's going to be a free kick for Dundee, just about on the halfway line. On the left-hand side, Samuels, who produced that great bit of defending, he will take it. His left foot angling it towards the edge of the box. Knocked into the area, headed away by Steinvender. Now Ugan to Samuels. Early ball in from him, cleared as far as Callum Jones. 25 yards out, tries the shot, but there were so many players in between him and the goal that it was not surprisingly blocked. Now with Congreve, right hand side, it's a great ball into the box, skims off a Hearts head and goes behind for the corner. He's got real quality about him, hasn't he, Congreve?
Yeah, it's a great ball in. Always ask a question of defenders when that sort of ball comes in, into the back post area. So again, listen, I think it's funny saying this, but out with the goals that came in quick succession in the first half, I thought Dundee done reasonably well. And since Simon Murray's goal as well, they've come back into the game.
Dre Wright with the corner kick, headed away by Findlay. Back in on the half volley from Wright, and it's flicked on, but there are no takers on the second ball, and it's easily dealt with by Shvolov. Hammered up towards the halfway line. Hearts have it with Cammy Devlin. He just keeps it ticking over in the midfield. He and Beningame, so important to what Hearts do, locking down that central area of the pitch and allowing the likes of Braga and Shankland and Kizarides to do what they do in the attacking areas. Devlin getting the ball in the left back position, and he just rattles it off Callum Jones and behind for a Hearts goal kick. And we're almost at 75 minutes. Hearts 3, Dundee 0. It's all been pretty conclusive so far from Derek McInnes and his team. And well, there'll be one almighty reaction when the final whistle goes and Hearts can celebrate a 9-point lead after 11 games of this Premiership season. Clark Robertson heading the ball away for Dundee. Devlin down the middle for Shankland. Shankland threads it through for Braga. Tidied up by Astley. Back to McCracken and clear. I think Dundee would take the final whistle from you right now if you offered it to them, because their concern will be that with fresh legs on the pitch for Hearts, there might be more goals to come to add to the 3 Hearts have scored already. Down goes Devlin in his usual fashion on the far side to ensure he gets the free kick for the Congreve challenge. And you just know Derek McInnes that with 11 games down, he'll no sooner be celebrating a 9-point lead than he'll be laying down plans for the next 11 games.
Do you know what I was just about to say to you there? Cammy Devlin into the left back area there to get the ball 2 or 3 minutes ago, and kind of short pass, they end up getting a goal kick out of it, Hearts, but Derek McInnes has literally sprinted 25 yards down the touchline screaming at him. And it's their standards, you know, that's what makes the difference, is the fact that he isn't happy with that. You know what it's like, you're 3-0 up, you can get a bit gallus and you go and take the ball where you probably wouldn't take the ball usually.
Shankland's touch, Magnusson, saved by McCracken. The Icelandic midfielder denied, shot on target, down to his right, went McCracken to make the save. And just when we think there's maybe a lull in the game and we can do our analysis, Hearts spring into life again and they're in search of another goal. Shankland on the ball, through it goes to Beningame. Shankland again, he's 25 yards out. Was there a handball from Jones as he tried to thread that through? Well, there was a pretty lusty challenge from Ethan Hamilton on Shankland, for which the Dundee midfielder is yellow carded, and Hearts will have a free kick which is about 35 yards out maybe, right in front of goal.
Yeah, you just hope that Lawrence gets up, which he will. I think he will. He's quite a robust character anyway, but I think from a Dundee point of view, that if I'm a Dundee player, the frustration of the full afternoon just getting to you and you've got half a yard there to try and get the ball. I mean, the intricate play that Hearts are doing, the 1 and 2 touch passing 5 yards, opening Dundee up, it just left the Dundee defender there the opportunity to leave one on Lawrence, which he did.
Yeah, he's moving pretty cagily at the moment, Hearts number 9. Hope it's nothing too serious. He's on his feet, he's just walking a bit unsteadily at the moment. And Alexandros Kizarides is very interested in this free kick. Placing the ball carefully, taking the appropriate number of steps back. Kevin Clancy just making sure the defensive wall is in the right place. Stephen Kingsley's over this as well, so there's another top option for a strike on a set piece. Who's it going to be? It's Kizarides! And it's a great hit as well. It was dipping in under the crossbar until John McCracken touched it over. Very much on the money from the Greek winger.
He's just been outstanding since he came in. Such a hard thing to do is get it up over the wall and get it back down quickly, and he does that, and a good save.
Corner kick, Hearts, left-hand side. Still in search of goal number 4. Kizarides whips it in, glancing header from Braga, and it's in the back of the net. And Hearts have their 4th goal. And I think it might be Thomas Magnusson who's got the final touch. And that would be his first goal for Hearts. Whoever scored it, it's 4-0.
I'm just looking at the referees there, tapping his earpiece and thinking, is someone going to get called back? But it doesn't look, or does it look like it? No, I don't think so. Again, what we just said there about Kidarikas and the free kick, having the ability to, from a dead ball situation, he puts it in a great corner.
It is Thomas Magnusson who got the last touch.
Yeah.
So as long as VAR don't intervene, that is his first goal here. What a moment for him. And this is turning into a bit of a rout.
Yeah. I mean, it's everything that Hearts have wanted out of the afternoon. But as always, we're sitting up here and I'm stuttering away because we don't know what's actually happening with the VAR situation. There didn't really seem to be anything untoward with it. It was a good ball in. Don't think it really defended pretty well, and I think it was just a tap in from a yard. So
still waiting, Kevin Clancy, to get the ruling from VAR. No details of what exactly is being looked at. And Thomas Magnusson will be well cheesed off if this gets chalked off. Goal confirmed, 4-0 Hearts. Well, that's a great moment for the 23-year-old Icelandic midfielder.
Yeah, listen, I think that it's exactly what Hearts deserve. I think they've been absolutely outstanding right from the start of the game. Dundee have had 5-10 minutes here and there, but I mean, what a performance. I think with the pressure that was put on the game as well, to have that opportunity to go 9 points clear, to go and put a performance in like this has just been absolutely outstanding.
Dundee have made another couple of changes, but nobody's really caring among the home support, and it's Kizarides who tries a shot from about 40 yards, looking to add to this mood of celebration. Well, Hearts were always favourites to win this one, but I'm not sure there would have been too many confident predictions of 4-0, no. and maybe 4-0 could become 5 before we're finished.
It was always going to be I always felt it could be a sticky game. It's one of these games where fans turn up and players, I've been there myself, where you think, yeah, we can go on and win this, and it never quite turns out that way. I think the most pleasing thing for Derek and his staff and the players will be the fact that they actually have turned up, and it is panning out that way.
Dundee up the pitch, and they win a throw in on the left hand side. I saw some Hearts fans leaving after about an hour because it was 3-0 and they knew they were winning, so they didn't need to bother.
Let's go beat the traffic.
Exactly. So here comes the Dundee long throw. Is there to be any crumb of comfort? In comes the throw from Astley, helped on by Kumetio, headed away by Findlay. It's back with Astley again, out in the left-hand side. Plays it back to Imari Samuels. Then went Braga and Devlin to again hustle the ball back out of play. Hearts are going to make another change. It's Ben Tony Baningame, who is going off, and you can hear what the Hearts fans think of him. Such an important part of that midfield area.
Yeah, I think the job that him and Cammy do is so underrated, but it'll be so valued in the changing room. So well, the two of them just keeping things ticking over, winning second balls, passing it forward. I think that over the last couple of seasons,
it was Saba Kariota who came on, and now he's racing to get on in the end of a pass from Braga, and it's a corner kick. No, it's not. It's going to be an offside, I think, against Kiziridis, who was joining that attacking movement as well.
Yeah, going back on to what I was saying about Cammy and Benny Baningame is the fact I think over the last season especially they passed the ball sideways and back the way quite a bit, and I think since Derek's come in you can see that the first instinct is to pass forward, and what a difference it's made to the two of them as players and to the team. McCracken
launches it into the corner, but Ashley Hay, who's come on, wasn't going to catch it, gets away from him, and it's been a miserable day for Dundee, who in the first 20-25 minutes looked pretty comfortable and organised and disciplined and pushed the ball around, and then of course produced that wonder save from Shvolov, and that was the point at which the roof started to fall in for Dundee. Shankland scored, Kabore made it 2 before half-time, and Hearts have continued in the same vein into the second half. Kabore scoring again, and Thomas Magnuson making it 4, and there's still plenty time to round it up to 5. 5 minutes of regulation time remaining, but stoppage time to come too. Hearts 4, Dundee 0. Still 3-1 Falkirk against Kilmarnock, and 2-1 Hibs at Livingston in the 2 other Premiership games being played today. Motherwell St Mirren, of course, playing for a place in the League Cup final. Stay tuned for that one later. And Celtic and Rangers doing battle tomorrow for a return trip to Hampden. Off is going Lauren Shankland. Another high-quality performance from the Hearts captain, and Elton Kabangu takes his place.
Yeah, I think just obviously with 5 or so minutes to go, it'll be get him off, get his legs rested, obviously having that tackle as well. Maybe that's in the head of Derek as well, just thinking get him off and get him protected. But yeah, fine afternoon for Lawrence.
He's got his goals total into double figures for the season, with the promise of many more to come. Stuart Finlay just lets the ball drift behind as Dundee tried to push forward, and that encourages another cluster of Hearts fans to head for the exit, very contented with their afternoon's entertainment. Long ball played up towards Kariota. Now it's Braga, just overran it. Callum Jones intercepting for Dundee. Tony Yogan under pressure from Oisin McEntee. Back it goes to Clark Robertson. And now John McCracken. John McCracken beaten 4 times. Did produce a stunning save to deny Blair Spittle, but it came back off the post. And Landry Kabore scored his second goal of the game at that point. Kingsley and Kiziridis in towards Braga. Now Kabangu. It's all seamless for Hearts. It's all flicks and tricks at the moment. And even though Derek McInnes made 3 changes to the starting lineup, and he's made a handful of changes in the course of the game, nothing, Ryan, seems to disrupt the flow.
Yeah, and I think that would be so pleasing for Derek as well. You know, sometimes substitutions come on and the game can sort of peter out. It certainly hasn't. And I think that was one of the biggest things when Derek came in that I thought he was really, really good at, which he has been, is every single player, whether you start or you don't start, when you come onto that pitch, you know your job.
Launched forward by McCracken, headed away by Findlay. Just 90 seconds left of the 90 minutes. Dundee boom the ball forward, but it goes straight through to Alexander Shvolov, who looks like a really important component in this Hearts team. Out to Kingsley, back into Findlay. Steinbender and goal scorer Magnusson. Steinbender again, up to Carriota. Just keeping possession at the moment. Hearts. Dundee have had this stuffing knocked out of them. And it's been a painful afternoon for them. They lost 4-0 at Pittodrie just a couple of weeks ago, and losing here by the same scoreline. Kizurides with a big switch to find Carriota. He's taken it in really nicely, but the spin of the ball takes it out. He's another handy man to come off the bench, the Albanian winger. Throw in for Dundee, and we're almost at 90 minutes. The electronic board will go up shortly, 4 to be added on.
There's a minimum of 4 additional minutes, a minimum of 4 minutes.
Back the ball goes from Findlay to Shvolov. Big smiles on the faces of the Hearts supporters, getting up out of their seats and heading maybe for a celebration refreshment off the back of this, because this is some achievement for New Look Hearts. Another 4 goals, so that's 44 for the season now in 15 games. It's 28 goals in the Premiership in 11 games, and that's not far short of an average of 3 goals per game.
Yeah, that's incredible. That is an incredible start. But I think you can see why. I mean, as I said, they're so free-flowing, they're so direct, they're so aggressive when they go forward. And again, that just all comes down to the manager and the management team just putting these points across.
Amari Samuels swinging in a free kick for Dundee, but no great threat at all to Shvolov, who plucked it out of the air with no great fuss. Dundee looking to play the ball out of defence, but Hearts still with plenty of determination and desire about them. They're going to go right to the whistle, and that is what their manager demands of them.
I think that just epitomises it. There's the fact that they're chasing into the corners. They're 4-0 up. Cammy Devlin's ran 35 yards to try and get close to somebody else as well. And when you're winning and when you're top of the league, it just flows. You want to go run. You want to run harder. You want to get there quicker.
Stuart Findlay just tucks the ball out for a throw-in as Dundee late on get themselves forward, and as they try to get a cross in from the right-hand side, it was overrun. It got behind the goal line. It will be a goal kick for Hearts. We're inside the 93rd minute, and we're just going through the motions at this stage ahead of the final whistle. Onwards and upwards for Hearts. And that is one healthy gap between themselves and Celtic. 9 points. 9 wins and 2 draws in their first 11 league games. And And as I was saying earlier, in the two draws they've come back from significantly behind in both games. Here goes Claudio Braga with a mazy run. Kabangu slipping, in goes Braga. Oh, and he was foiled by John McCracken as the ball broke his way 6 yards out. He tried to flick it in for goal number 5. The roof would have come off at that point, but McCracken reacted really well to make the save.
It was actually an unbelievable play from Braga at the start, and then he plays the ball in and he just keeps following it and following it. So it's his tenacity to try and get into that area and try and get a goal.
Cammy Devlin threads it through Kariota. Scrambled away by Dundee. They don't want to be hit for 5. 4 is quite enough as far as they're concerned. That should be enough to get them to the final whistle without any more damage being done. But it was almost a Braga moment there right at the end for Hearts, and had he stuck that away it would have been 10 goals for the season. Hearts move 9 points clear, 11 games into the Premiership season. This sparkling start for the men in maroon continues. 2 goals for Landry Kabore, 1 for Shankland, a first goal for the club for Thomas Magnuson, and they have blown Dundee away and taken full advantage of their opportunity to stretch further clear at the top of the top flight. Final score at Tynecastle, celebration in the air. Hearts 4, Dundee 0.